Okay, I'm back out here in my shop today, and got a little project I want to try to work on today. I've got this little old cheap drill press here, and in my new shop I don't have really any good place to put it, so I'm gonna make a little stand for it, kind of a cabinet type stand. And I thought what I would do is make it where I can put my drill press on one end of it, or in one side, and this disc sander that I made in the other side. So I think what I'm going to do is make it with a table roughly about 28 by, oh, I don't know, 24 or something like that. And then I'm also going to use these casters that I had. They were off of something. I don't remember what they were off of. But anyway, there's some swivel casters. Two of them got locks. So I'm thinking what I'm going to do is make the height of the table the same height as my router table, which is a good working height. And then I'll just subtract for the height of the casters. And then I can make it where I can kind of stick this thing in the corner. And when I need to use the disc sander, I can just spin it around and use the disc sander, and then spin it back around to use the drill press. So. And unlike my router table, where I use a lot of half lap and mortise and tenon joinery, stuff like that, I think I'm just going to keep this pretty simple. Just basically some glue with some butt joints and some long deck screws or drywall screws or whatever, just so I can throw this thing together pretty quick. Doesn't have to be that fancy. I've got some 5/8 plywood over there that I'm going to use for the cabinet part. And what I'm going to try to do in the cabinet part is I'm going to put some shelving, at least a couple of shelves in there, and then try to use that as a storage cabinet for some of my other power tools that are just right now just kind of laying around. My router base, the circular saw, drill, a couple of sanders, things like that need to be put away just to make the shop look a little neater. So that's what I'm going to work on today, and I'm going to get started. I been to Lowe's and got me some 2x4s, so I'm going to get started doing some figuring out what I need to cut those and get those cut on my miter saw. Okay, I got all my pieces cut with the miter saw. Like I said, I just went to Lowe's and bought some 2x4s, and I've got 4 pieces here that are going to be my legs that are 36 1/8 inch long. I've got the basic top is just going to be kind of a rectangle shape, and I've got 4 pieces 24 and 4 pieces 25 inches. So by the time I put those together, that's going to make an area roughly 24 by 28. And then I've got a couple of pieces here that I cut 21 inches. That'll be the cross members, and then I'll probably see if I need any more bracing after that. I've still got a little bit left over. I will say though, if you watch the video that I did, I don't know, a week or so ago, where I made the little 3.5 inch riser table for my miter saw, that just really came in handy just now as I was cutting these, because it raised my miter saw up so that the table of it is the same height as my router table, which sits right next to it. So in cutting these 8-foot long 2x4s, it made it really easy. So you might want to check that video out if you haven't already, and see how that works. And also keep that in mind if you got a small shop like mine, where I want to try to keep things, or I kind of have to keep things close together. But if they'll work together like that, it makes it really easy. So that's probably, right now I'm thinking that's probably one of the best things I've done in my new shop so far is raise that up the same height as my router table, because that worked out great. But anyway, I'm getting ready to start gluing these up and screwing them together. And after I get a little bit more done, I'll shoot another little video here and show you how it's going. Okay, I thought I'd just turn the camera back on here for a minute and kind of show you what I'm doing. As you can see, this is just very simple frames I'm building. Again, I got my 24 inch piece, I got a 25 inch piece, and that's going to make this 28 by 24. I've got a little 21 inch cross member here, and you can see I'm just using just some real long drywall screws to hold all this together. Nothing fancy at all, and I was able to do this here and cut this up and screw this together in just a few minutes. So now I'm going to use the legs. And another thing I thought I might mention here while I've got it open, if you can see this, this tube frame that I use for my table saw comes in real handy because I can pop this little side out that I made out of plywood, and then I'm able to put a clamp on there like that. So it really helps to I can use my table saw. It kind of doubles as a little assembly table as long as I'm careful and don't scratch it up and everything. So, but anyway, that's just one thing I wanted to point out that makes it easy. So I'm getting ready to put the legs on. When I get those put on, I'll fire up the camera again and we'll go from there. Okay, I think you can see a little bit more about what I'm doing here. I'm basically just making a very simple box frame, which will be really sturdy. Just going to put a 5/8 plywood top here. Probably put some plywood, maybe 3/8. I've got a lot of scrap 3/8 plywood. Probably put some of that around the sides to make a cabinet-like out of it. And you can see I've kind of been fighting it here because anytime you get 2x4s from Lowe's, I swear they warp when you're bringing them home in the truck on the way home or something. But tried to pick out some straight ones and, you know, did all this clamping and stuff, but you still always get a little bit. But that's fine. It'll work fine for what I'm going to use it for. I'm going to go ahead and put the casters on the bottom there, and then I'll start putting the plywood on this thing. We should have it done here in just a little bit. Okay, I got my plywood top. I got a 5/8 plywood top put on here, and I'm going to have plenty of room for my drill press on this side, and back to back have my disc sander. And the whole thing will spin around easily because it's on swivel casters. And on the front, I'm calling this side the front, I have two swivel casters with locks, so that will lock it in place. So all that's left to do now is to take some of this scrap 3/8 plywood that I have and to put on the sides and start putting some storage area underneath for my my different power tools. So I'm going to get started doing that. Okay, I got my plywood sides on. I put it on 3 sides, and originally I was thinking I was going to leave the opening on one of these ends where either the disc sander is or the drill press, and then I decided I'd rather put it on one of these wider sides. So I'm going to put a bottom in it and make some kind of shelves that will slide out so I can put my different power tools in it and just pull them out and be able to get to them easy. So that's what I'm going to be doing next. Okay, I know my head's going to be cut off on this shot, but I just wanted to show you this stand here. I finished up the stand. I've got a bottom shelf here. I've got my dovetail jig there. I've got the case where my quarter cable biscuit joiner goes right there. I've got this drawer that will slide out. You can see I've got a sander. Well, actually 2 sanders here. I've got my circular saw here, and I've got a slot where the blade will drop in. I've got my little jigsaw here, and I've got a hole in the back there where the blade will drop in for that. So I can pull these out easily to get to them. And I've also got just a little ledge here where on this side I've got my drill, and on this side I've got my little case of Forstner bits. So some desperately needed storage space that will help organize my shop a little bit. Okay, that's going to wrap it up for today's little project. I appreciate you all watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you haven't already subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do. If you like what you're seeing, hit the like button. If you don't like what you're seeing, send me a comment and let me know what I can do to improve these videos. But anyway, thanks again for watching, and we'll catch you next time.